I'm the truth teller of the AEW wrestling community. Somebody could go in the middle of that ring and defecate AEW fans will be in the crowd and say, "This is awesome. This is wrestling." Just because it's a hot steaming pile of shit in the middle of the ring.
Numbers don't lie, numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie, numbers don't lie. I got this you can't buy. Numbers don't lie, numbers don't lie.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Crimson Mask Show. I'm MFG DeeZ, and it's Pro Wrestling with an Attitude. It's Crimson Mask. Where we gonna start things off, man? So we had yet another round of the Last Time Is Now tournament. And we had yet another big surprise. Big surprise. Oh man, the surprise was massive. It was absolutely massive. You guys are not gonna believe it. You're not gonna believe it. Guess who showed up to Monday Night Raw? It's Dolph Ziggler. It's Dolph Ziggler. Now, I said last week that, you're a fool if you think it's going to be this big name wrestler, big name wrestler. I thought it was going to be Joe Hendry. I'm not going to lie. And it very well could be Joe Hendry entering the tournament. There's still a chance. But for the sake of this discussion, we're going to talk about the surprise that is Dolph Ziggler, also known in TNA as Nick Namath, where I think he does have way more juice in TNA than he does in WWE. He came out, and one thing we knew that we are going to get from Dolph Ziggler, just to begin with, we knew that we are going to get an excellent match. Dolph Ziggler is a hell of a seller. He's always going to put on a good performance, and he's going up against Solo Sikoa. I did not see a scenario where someone of Dolph Ziggler's ilk was going to be able to come in and just beat Solo Sikoa. That just wasn't going to happen. So Dolph Ziggler did what he does best, at least in his WWE career, is put a guy over and make him look good. Dolph Ziggler did that. But I did want to talk about WWE's gaslighting of the wrestling community. They're very good at it, making you think that you're going to get this massive surprise, have the whole wrestling community fantasy booking. Oh man, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Edge? Is it going to be Jericho? Who's it going to be? And contractual obligations be damned. Contractual obligations be damned. Wrestling fans will still book these unlikely participants into matches that they almost had no certainty of entering. And that's what happened here. I mean, but I've been watching this wrestling shit for the longest. I knew going in that it was probably going to be a guy like Dolph Ziggler. I thought it was going to be Joe Hendry. I thought it because, they were saying that he signed with WWE. It's for the rumors that are out there. He's been appearing on NXT. He's already appeared in the Royal Rumble. So I definitely thought it was going to be Joe Hendry because at the time, I thought this was going to be the last mystery opponent, but apparently not. It turned out to be Dolph Ziggler, and I'll be honest, I can't speak for everybody. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people marked out. Wrestling fans will mark for anything. Anybody who's not usually there, their music hits, fans are going to go, me. Honestly, when his music hit, I just walked to the kitchen and made a sandwich because it's just Dolph. Like, I mean, with all due respect, and in TNA, Nick Namath is like, he's that dude. But in WWE, he's just Dolph. This old mid-card Dolph. Gonna sell good for you. Gonna do the things. Gonna step out of the rope and step out and do the whole Dolph Ziggler thing. He's gonna do this and then do that. I mean, it's just Dolph. That's all it is. Just a little old Dolph. I mean, and I think Dolph Ziggler is definitely in the top echelon of wrestlers in the world. But I just know how WWE treats Dolph. And when he was in the match, I knew that he was there to lose the match. I mean, why would Dolph Ziggler enter that tournament And I think, and I walked away because I made the sandwich, like I said. But honestly, I'm not sure if the MFTs were ringside. If the MFTs were ringside, I was like, he's for sure not winning that match. Like honestly, and oh yeah, another thing too. For some reason, my entire like internet feed went down during that match, so it paused on Solo just standing there in the ring. So I didn't even really get to see the enders of the match, but I'd seen enough to see that Dolph Ziggler was there. And unfortunately, when it comes to Dolph Ziggler in the WWE, we all know, we all know the point of the exercise is for Dolph to make the person look good and lose. I mean, there's nothing anticlimactic there. It's just what Dolph does. I hate to say it, but yeah, it wasn't a very big surprise. It was a mystery opponent, but I'm not too sure it was a mystery that anybody wanted. You know, WWE, the booking has been very, very odd. It's been very odd lately. It's been very odd. They, okay, let's call it what it is. Maxine Dupree, very beautiful, very gorgeous girl. Maxine Dupree is a Divas era type wrestler. She's in the same vein as she's in the same vein as Alana. Alana type wrestler. It was just like, okay, gorgeous girl, like, but can't really wrestle. Can't really wrestle. I'm sorry. Everybody can't be Trish Stratus. And dare I say, everybody can't be Mandy Rose, where initially you look at them, you're like, oh yeah, this girl's hot, but she can't wrestle her way out of a paper bag. I think the same thing about Maxine Dupree. She's a beautiful girl, can't wrestle her way out of a paper bag. And I'm supposed to believe that she can legitimately beat Becky Lynch. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I understand that AJ Lee interfered in the match and that helped Maxine Dupree win. I'm talking about just the sense of Maxine Dupree even having the title, even having the title. It don't make sense. I'm sorry to say it. She's holding that belt for somebody else to take it. Can't tell you who that's gonna be, but right now, Maxine Dupree to me is nothing more than a Nikki ASH wrestler. Remember that? Remember Nikki, almost superhero? Yeah, that didn't turn out too well. Nikki Cross being a superhero, holding the what the hell did she have? Did she have? Yeah, I don't even think the women's intercontinental title was invented at the time. Nikki ASH had the women's title. Ah, come on, man, come on. It's that same type of thing where you know they have the belt to lose the belt. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Yeah. I don't know what the hell they were thinking there back in that, but yeah, no. But yeah, I understand that AJ Lee helped Maxine Dupree get the title, but nah, dog. That she's a transitional champion. Bless her heart. Bless her heart, but but she's dropping that strap soon. Javon Evans. That's how you do it. That's how you fucking do it. Javon Evans completed the mission. And me and Petey Stunt were talking about it. He completed the mission. We knew there was almost a next to 0% chance that Javon Evans was going to beat Gunther in the last time is now tournament. Javon Evans had one job. His job was to go in there and not get squashed by Gunther. And honestly, when Gunther came out with his old music, I said, "Oh shit, Javon Evans does not stand a chance, because if it's one thing I've learned from watching wrestling for so long, is that if you face a guy who's coming out with brand new entrance music in his first match, even when technically it wasn't brand new entrance music, it was his old entrance music being reused. But when you get a guy that's coming out to do that, then usually that's not going to work out too well in your favor. But what Javon Evans did, he put on a good show. He stood up to Gunther. He lasted long enough against Gunther for people to understand that he's not some pushover. So let's say, for example, they wanted to bring Javon Evans back the next week and put Javon Evans up against JD McDonough. Let's say JD McDonough, and Javon Evans beats JD McDonough. Now, people aren't going to say, well, who the hell is this guy that just beat JD McDonough? They're going to say, oh, okay, he beat JD McDonough. That makes sense. He did last long against Gunther. That's what's going to happen. Javon Evans didn't have much of a chance to advance in the tournament, but what I will say is that he did absolve himself pretty well by standing up to Gunther, getting enough offense from Gunther, taking enough offense from Gunther, even though he ended up losing the match. So Javon Evans knew the mission. He completed the mission. Kudos to him, sir. Okay. Here we go. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar for the 558th time. Okay, man, look, I will say this. The closing segment to Monday Night Raw, pop wise, reaction. I'm not gonna lie. I was on my fucking feet. Look, I know I'm about to talk shit about it, but I do want to say I was on my feet. I was on my feet because Brock came out. Brock just destroyed everybody. And then here come Roman. Got a full sleeve on, like he finna start shooting threes. Like he came out, OTC, tribal chief, one's up in the air. He came out and punched Brock right in his fucking mouth. That moment was cool. But then after the dopamine started to come down, after I start to really think about it, after the thoughts started to level out a little bit, I sat there and thought about it. I said, damn, they went back to the trick bag again? Like, how many times I got to see these motherfuckers fight? Like, damn, it's just the 6, 7, 8. Like, historically, how many times have they fought at a pay-per-view now? Like, I understand that it's a team concept, it's WarGames, going to be teams, but and seeing Brock Lesnar in WarGames, just the thought of that is just it's fucking dope. Just the thought of Brock Lesnar inside the WarGames match is dope in of itself. But we have to see this face off again for like I don't know how many of time. And it was awesome at the moment, but like let's not make this about Roman and Brock. Let's please WWE, let's please refrain from the urge to make this turn into a singles match between Roman and Brock after WarGames. We do not need to see that. We do not need to see that. I have another issue I have, and it's a smaller issue. Another issue I kind of have is the fact that Brock now has to fight Cody again. He has to be on the opposing side from Cody again. After Cody had his I gotta prove that I could stand up to Brock moment. And after Brock basically passed the torch to Cody. Now Brock then came back to the block, and Brock is an op again against Cody, trying to put Cody to a stop. Like, yeah, I have to throw a little rhyme in there, but y'all know how I do MFGDs, baby. He, he that feud was over. Roman and Brock's feud was over, and now we're back here again. I mean, I don't have a problem with it because it's the WarGames, so it's a team aspect. It's the WarGames match. But let's please not let this be a spinoff into another feud between Roman and Brock. Don't want it. Don't need it. Seen it. Don't need to see it again. Do not need to see Roman and Brock. Let's do some other shit. Let's turn this into a Brock and Braun Breaker problem. Let's turn this into a heel turn from somebody on the face team side versus Roman. Let's keep them far, 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 far apart, and let's not keep reinventing the fucking wheel and having these two guys fight all the time. Brock is awesome as a standalone character. Roman is awesome as a standalone character. We don't need Roman and Brock part 13. We don't need it. We don't. Okay, man. Oh my God. Ladies, if you're watching this, forgive me for what I'm about to say because I might just be sounding like a typical man here. Am I tripping, or is WWE pumping a lot of like sexual overtones into the women's War Games match? Leave it in the comments. Am I the only person to see that? Why? Okay, first of all, why are we having Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley be the Doms in this scenario, and Io Sky and Alexa Bliss, because they smaller, be like they're hugging them, and trust me, I don't have no problem with it. I'm just pointing the shit out. I'm just pointing it out, man. Like I get the comedy of, oh yeah, I'm hugging Rhea, I'm hugging Charlotte. I get the comedic aspect of it. But then we go to SmackDown. And it's like a scene where Alexa takes Charlotte to go talk to Rhea, and Rhea is sitting on the couch next to Io Sky, and with her arm around Io Sky, with Io's hand on Charlotte's leg, and I'm just like in the dark room. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And so I'm just like, oh yeah. And then like she basically Rhea Ripley basically tells Io like, hey baby, I gotta holler at her real quick. I'm gonna get back with you later. And Io just basically like gets up like, yes, mommy, like basically, and just walks off to leave her and Charlotte to talk. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? And then like before, even when they were going to the ring, like Rhea's arms around like Io Sky, like, am I supposed to suspend belief and just say, okay, they're kayfabe, they're a couple? Am I supposed to assume that they're a couple? It's a lot of sexual overtones in this women's War Games match. Like, even like Nia Jax has been doing some like, I don't know, man. Nia Jax been on one. Just watching her and just the shit she been doing, it's been slick, but she been doing shit, man. And I'm just like, sex sells. Sex sells is the oldest trick in the book. Sex selling. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing the shit out. Don't kill me. I'm just pointing it out. If Javon Evans accomplished the mission in his match versus Gunther, I have to say Carmelo Hayes not only accomplished the mission, he fucking got a Purple Heart for his match against Bronson Reed, because I tell you right now, I gave Carmelo Hayes no shot. I gave Carmelo Hayes no shot in that match. I gave him no shot. And damn it, it took some trickery. First of all, let me back it up. First of all, Carmelo was doing well in his match against Bronson Reed. But when the vision came out and started needing to help Bronson Reed to beat Carmelo, the mission was accomplished. So Carmelo already accomplished the mission by getting in good enough offense on Bronson Reed. But then when I seen that the vision was going to have to try to cheat to beat Carmelo. He further accomplished the mission, but then when with help from the Usos and Cody Rhodes, when he actually won the match, oh, mission fucking accomplished. Mission super fucking accomplished. Here, stick your chest out. There, pinning the medal on your chest. That was the biggest. I shit you not. I know he's won the NXT title before. That was the biggest match victory for Carmelo Hayes in his WWE career. It was the biggest one. If he were to go out next week or some weeks from now or whenever and challenged the U.S. champion and won the U.S. title right off of the back of that win, now it would be appropriate. Now it would make sense. He had his next match. Javon just faced him. His next match is against Gunther. Once again, I'm going to have to give him a 0% chance in winning that match. But I'm telling you right now, if he wins that match against Gunther, he's going all the way and he's facing John Cena in the Last Time Is Now match. He's facing John in his last match. They're both from Boston. I feel like WWE, this could be a situation where WWE changed their mind, because I don't remember them mentioning the backstory before time about Carmelo and John both being from Massachusetts, about John Cena helping Carmelo in NXT. I remember that. WWE made me rehash those things, and I was just like, you know what? That did happen. But WWE will have to play that up a hell of a lot more for me to take that belief and feel like that's the direction they're going for John Cena's last match. Because this is actually what WWE should do. John Cena's last match should be used to catapult somebody that's in the mid-card to the main event. Carmelo Hayes fits as the profile of somebody you want to do that for. I understand that LA Knight is in the tournament. I understand that LA Knight deserves to be in a higher position on the card, but I also believe LA Knight has a more clear path to get to that position without winning the Last Time Is Now tournament. Carmelo Hayes kind of needs that. Carmelo Hayes needs to be either the King of the Ring or the Money in the Bank winner if he doesn't win this. This will be the same type of result from those type of victories if Carmelo Hayes is able to win. So that's kind of how I look at it right now. Carmelo Hayes' only call to fame is at once upon a time he was the number one draft pick during a WWE draft, which doesn't have that much value, but it's something that they keep repeating. So this would change Carmelo Hayes' career trajectory if he was able to upset Gunther. Real talk. So I hope they get that for him. If he gets to the end of that tournament, it'll do wonders for him. So yeah, he accomplished the mission, and he might even done more than that. Okay, let's talk about this Temu Survivor Series WarGames match. Even though it's going to be on SmackDown next week, Sami Zayn and friends, and by friends I mean Motor City Machine Guns, freaking Shinsuke Nakamura, and goddamn Ray Phoenix, who the struggling, underutilized Ray Phoenix versus the MFTs. No shot. Sammy and them got no shot against the MFTs. Sami Zayn cutting that promo, that NXT style promo. I was going to say, when I was watching, I said AEW style promo, but honestly, I don't even think it's that. I'm going to say NXT style promo. Like, yeah, like Sammy's yelling at the camera. He's like, yeah, and me and my friends, we're going to kick their ass. Right, Motor City Machine Guns? Yeah, man, we're going to kick their ass. Shinsuke Nakamura going to kick their ass. Handayo. And then Ray Phoenix gets in there. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. So it's just like, You're going against the MFTs. They look like a fucking crack dealing gang. They look like a damn drug dealers. They all sitting at the table with their gold chains on, black, all wearing all black. They got their black forces on. They got their black forces on, man. Sami Zayn and them, they stand no chance. They stand no chance whatsoever against them. And this shit is a Temu Survivor Series elimination match. Like the people who couldn't make it on the main card for WarGames, so they're getting that little match. I mean, I hope and pray to God that it's not like with the Thanksgiving fixings ringside, fucking turkey, dressing, um, green bean casserole, yams, um, gizzards, no chitlins, hold the chitlins, um, collard greens. I hope it's not all that shit next to the ring during the Survivor Series match. And I hope this shit doesn't devolve into a food fight because that's what it seems like it's trending towards with this Temu style War Games match. AJ Lee and Becky Lynch might have just saved the Women's Survivor Series War Games match. Because I'm telling you right now, that shit was on life support. I had zero interest whatsoever in a women's war game match until last night when AJ Lee and Becky Lynch both joined their respective war games teams, and that added another element to it. So now you got AJ Lee, you got the sexual overtones of the match, you got Becky Lynch, we got it all. So we're gonna see how it's gonna play out. And I'm gonna do predictions for that match, but for now, I'm just gonna leave you guys with this. I think that it made the match a little more interesting, adding the element of AJ Lee and Becky Lynch to it. AJ Lee, I mean, I'll be honest, the build has been weak. AJ Lee was there, she came back. She had her thing with her and Punk versus Seth and Becky. Then she was gone. Then she came back, and now she's in a War Games match. So there hasn't been much to build, but maybe this is just another chapter in the ongoing feud between Becky and AJ Lee. But see, now the issue I have is maybe WWE backed themselves into a corner again because now Maxine Dupree, for some reason, has the women's intercontinental title. So like now it's gonna just have to be a blood feud between AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. And we'll see how that goes, man. We'll see how it goes. But I will say that them being added to the women's match does make it a little more interesting because, especially the heel team in that women's match, the Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, Lash Legend. I'm sorry. That just doesn't move the needle, man. That doesn't move the needle at all. And the women's side of that team is just too fucking stacked. Rhea Ripley, fucking Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, and now you're adding AJ Lee. So at least now there's some name value and there's some more juice to that match. But yeah, they needed AJ Lee and Becky Lynch to be in that match because that shit was in danger of being a bathroom break. All Elite Wrestling AEW. Newsflash. Stop changing the fucking time for your shows. Stop changing the time for your shows. Stop. I don't fucking. AEW is just such a confounding company. I don't get why they do some of the shit they do. They do shit as if they don't understand that it could be detrimental to the product. When I turned on Dynamite, I didn't think that I was going to see. Look, I was watching Dynamite, and when Dynamite was over, I was like, okay, Dynamite's over. These motherfuckers went right into Collision. Bro, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling dedicating that much time on Wednesday to pro wrestling. After I already did the shit Monday, I sometimes do it Tuesday. I don't want to do it. I'm not finna do it. And I'm so sick of the AEW special start times, bro. How about this? If you can't air your show on the regular start time, Just air it on Max and leave it at that. Tell fans, hey, if you want to check out Collision, you can watch a replay at this time, but it's going to air exclusively on Max otherwise. And then show Collision after whatever it is that's preventing you from showing it at its regular time. But stop doing that shit where you're riding Dynamite right into Collision. That shit is stupid, and that shit is like amateur hour. Then fucking don't get me started on Battle of the Belts. Stop doing it with Battle of the Belts too. Stop running one of your weekly shows and then going right into Battle of the Belts. That shit is just, it's annoying, man. Like, keep the start time to start time. WWE don't do that shit. And I know, oh yeah, fuck WWE. We don't want to be like WWE. Well, if you don't want to be like WWE, fine. Just don't fucking be stupid. Stop airing the fucking the show times at different times. Like, I don't want to have to check to find out what time the show comes on every week. I want to tune in at the time that they supposed to be showing airing the show. Stop changing the fucking show times. Opening Dynamite with Ricochet cutting a promo. That is a decision. Not Ricochet's strongest suit cutting promos. Not one bit. It's almost like telling a quarterback to just go play wide receiver the whole game. Like, why'd you put him out there in that position where he's not good at it? I mean, I'm sorry. It's no secret. Ricochet's not good at promos. It's no secret. It's no secret. He's very good in the ring. Talking, not his thing. And that's fine. There's a lot of guys through the history of wrestling that can't cut a promo to save their lives, but is good in the ring. Ricochet is one of them. But to open your show with Ricochet cutting a fucking promo, that's crazy. That's crazy as hell. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. Why are so many dudes in the Don Callis family? Why does that shit like WCW, NWO, when they had NWO black, white and black, and NWO red and black together? Why is there so many people in that group? Well, I don't know half of them motherfuckers. Like, I really don't. I really don't. They're all in the ring, and they had to do. I was sitting there trying to figure out who these people are, and they keep adding people to the group. Now he's trying to recruit. Now he's trying to recruit the Young Bucks officially to the Don Callis family, and I'm just like, bro, how many people are you gonna put in the fucking group? Like, really, is Brian Cage still in the group? Like, see, this is shit I'm talking about, man. It's almost like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what the problem is when it comes to Don Callis. Tony Khan has a New Japan Pro Wrestling fetish. He has a New Japan Pro Wrestling fetish, and he just has to do everything like New Japan Pro Wrestling. So New Japan, they have these big ass cliques with like 1,000 members and shit like that. So now Tony Khan wants to put 1,000 people in the Don Callis family. And it's just like, bro, that shit is crazy. They got so many people in their group that people who should be in the upper echelon of AEW their values being depressed because there's too many people in that group. People who should be ascending in AEW, their value is depressed because they're being overshadowed by bigger names in the group. Like, Kyle Fletcher is positioned as a leader for 1 minute. Dan Okada's positioned as a leader. How many people do they need in the fucking group? Stop adding people to the group. Matter of fact, break the group up. The shit's been going on too long. This shit is like, let's put a pin in it. You know what? I've been thinking long and hard about AEW the last week. I'm trying to feel like, they used to say this thing, restore the feeling. I'm trying to feel like why my feeling for AEW has not been restored. Why do I not feel the same that I felt when the company first started? When I was going to Double or Nothing whenever they came to Vegas. When I was trying to watch every single pay-per-view they put out. When I was following everything they did on social media. Why do I not feel like that? And then it hit me. There's a correlation with me watching AEW and me not watching AEW. And you guys know what it is? Before AEW even started, I discovered AEW because I was watching Being the Elite all the time. I was watching that shit religiously. I wanted to see the Elite. I wanted to see Kenny, the Young Bucks. I wanted to see Cody. I wanted to see all those guys. And systematically, over time, since AEW started, they started to take away the reasons why I wanted to watch AEW. They started to take it away piece by piece. And then when you add in the fact that in addition to them taking away everything I liked about AEW, they didn't do a great job of making me care about other shit while doing it. I think that was the plan. I think that was the plan the whole time. Draw people in on the popularity of the Elite. And while people are watching the show for the Elite, start introducing them to other characters that will make them want to stay. So when eventually there's no more Elite, then they'll still have these other characters that are there for you to be interested in. And I'll be honest, they failed to do that. For me, they have. Um, they failed to do that for me. I noticed that Kenny getting injured so much and being gone so much coincides with me not watching AEW as much. It's almost like if Kenny's not there, I'm not there. Then they've separated Kenny and the Young Bucks. They separated Hangman Page from Kenny and the Young Bucks. Cody went to WWE. It's like they completely just ripped apart the shit that I watched AEW for, like, which is the Elite. So, I mean, it's like Humpty Dumpty. They'll never get to put all the pieces back together again because now one of the other guys is in a competition and he's, fucking one of the quarterbacks of that league over there. And so now you just got Hangman Page, Kenny, and the Young Bucks. And they're either not paying attention to each other or they're fucking feuding with each other. And then even if I wanted to just put the entire Elite aside, the main primary reason I started watching AEW was Kenny Omega. And Kenny Omega is fucking injured more than fucking Paul George, Bradley Bill, any injury, Lonzo Ball, any motherfucker that's chronically injured in the NBA. He's injured more than him. He's always out. And so now it's just like, what am I going to do? Like, I'll be honest, man. This is just my opinion. Without the Elite being heavily involved in all things AEW, the company fucking sucks. It sucks. It sucks. But you have I'm the truth teller of the AEW wrestling community. Yeah, I'm a part of the WWE community as well. But just because I'm over there don't also mean I'm not over here. I'm the truth teller of the AEW community. I don't have to be the truth teller of the WWE community because, believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, there's tons of WWE fans that constantly complain about every fucking thing WWE does. But AEW fans, they're just the different group. They're different group. Somebody could go in the middle of that ring and defecate in the middle of that ring. They could take a hot steaming pile of shit in the middle of that ring, and the AEW fans will be in the crowd and say, "This is awesome. This is awesome. This is wrestling. This is wrestling." Just because it's a hot steaming pile of shit in the middle of the ring. And then they'll go online, clickety click, clickety click, clickety click. Yeah, match of the year. They can't do that over there in the Fed. clickety click, clickety click. Suck on that, E-drone. Like just stupid, goofy shit. Like it's more of a cult. If AEW fans were a religion, the equivalent to AEW fan is like they're the Scientology community of pro wrestling. Like they can't be objective about their own product. They're just like they can't be objective about it. They like if you say something that clearly sucks, they'll say, "Oh yeah," they'll automatically bring up WWE. It doesn't even have to be in the context of WWE. Like it could be somebody who doesn't even watch WWE. They'll come in. They could only be a New Japan fan. If you talk shit about AEW, you're a WWE fan, and that's how they operate. That's how their minds work. And I'm not gonna do that. Like I'm gonna be completely honest. Outside of the elite, there's just a bunch of guys I don't give a shit about. I like Swerve Strickland. Um, I like Daniel Garcia. I mean, obviously, I like Moxley. There's other guys I like in AEW, but I feel like we should still be in the era where the elite is driving that fucking ship. And that's not what's happening. Like, we're just having Kenny Omega team up with Jurassic Express against the Young Bucks. Like, and I understand that's probably going to lead to a storyline that's going to lead to them all being back together. But like, it's been too many breaks taken from the elite being together. And that they should have kept riding that ship, man. And they didn't. They ended that shit too fast. And that's unfortunate because that is the reason why I started watching AEW. So I'm not gonna be like these other AEW fans and sit up here and let the company piss on me and tell me it's rain. If something sucks, I'm gonna say it sucks. And just because I say it sucks doesn't mean I'm pro WWE or anti AEW. I'm saying it sucks because the shit probably sucks. Okay, time to talk about this botch and this Shelton Benjamin speedball match. First of all, don't care about speedball. Throw that out there just to begin with, just so you guys could have some context on how I really feel about it. Don't really care about speedball. Speedball. So Shelton Benjamin basically super kick speedball to hell. Made his ass do a flip, and he pinned him. And then for some reason, Speedball hugged him during the pin. And for some reason, the ref like counted that as a kick out. It was fucking stupid because it's almost like, what are you, complete amateurs? Like, do you not know the finish to the match? Do you not know that was the finish? So why wouldn't you count the three? And why would Speedball fucking like? I get that, it's a good match thing, motherfucker. Just whisper good match. You ain't gotta hug me and do all that shit. Like now you done fucked up. Now Shelton Benjamin had to do a fucking flying knee kick to your face and pin you again. And then the part that nobody's really talking about, besides the botch itself, is Shelton Benjamin doing a running knee kick to Speedball's face, and Speedball dead ass doing this, blocking it with both hands. Like basically his knee was like right to his hands, and then Speedball, oh, like bro, it was just fucking amateurs everywhere. I felt for Shelton Benjamin. He's dealing with complete rank amateurs. That's what happens when you put these underground guys in matches on television. Fucking underground referee, underground talent, when an elite, superior, seasoned talent veteran like Shelton Benjamin. I feel bad about that. I feel bad for Shelton. Give Kyle O'Reilly his flowers, man. Give my boy his flowers. I'ma say it, goddammit. Kyle O'Reilly is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Roger Strong, he up there too. Kyle O'Reilly was the best wrestler when those guys were Undisputed Era in NXT. Kyle O'Reilly is one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. Just because Kyle O'Reilly looks a little bit goofy and shit like that, it don't matter. Kyle O'Reilly is one of the best wrestlers in the world, one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. And I just wanted to say that. I wanted to take a minute to give Kyle O'Reilly his fucking flowers because he deserves it. He made John Moxley tap out. Kyle O'Reilly is that dude, and people need to put some respect on his name because I don't hear his name mentioned too much among the best wrestlers in the world, and that needs to change. That dude is fucking awesome. Okay. Let's talk about Mercedes Moné for a second, shall we? Mercedes Moné on Dynamite, she had red velvet, like don't know why, don't like as usual AEW. Don't know why she's fighting Red Velvet. Don't know why that's her opponent, but she fought Red Velvet, okay? What I want to talk about is Mercedes Moné and all these belts. Now, don't get me wrong, man, and it fucking pains me. It hurts my soul. And I know that if she ever seen this, she'll be like, she'll be like, oh, fuck you, and you're not a real fan. Like, she be talking shit to everybody. But I'm gonna just say it because this is my fucking truth. Her greatest match, her most crowning, her most important moment in her wrestling career thus far is still her WrestleMania match with Bianca Belair. Still the most influential, most important match of her career by far. I don't care what she says. I don't care what AEW pays her to say. I don't care about none of that shit. That's the most important moment of her wrestling career. Now she got all these belts, and everybody want to say this or that. Let's be fucking honest. I'm gonna shoot straight with y'all like I always do. Let's be fucking honest. Mercedes Moné beat plumbers and electricians for those belts. Who the fuck are these people she beat for those belts? And what are those belts? Like, where did they come from? Where did they come? I'm sorry. I'm not on every website, fucking seeing every single indie wrestler, that's out there who has every belt and knowing who they are. I ain't got time for that shit. I'm a fully functional adult with fully functional adult shit to do. I ain't checking on every single indie wrestler that got a belt. But apparently Mercedes Moné is, because she's going out finding out who these people are and taking belts from them. These motherfuckers probably work side jobs at Walmart, Target, Starbucks, fucking investment bankers. Like, they got side jobs. They plumbers and electricians, which ain't nothing wrong being a plumber electrician. But the thing is that that's who Mercedes Moné is beating for these belts. Plumbers and electricians. And she's taking pictures, holding all the belts with all these fucking paperweights. And I'm saying you could take all those belts, you could burn them all down, melt them all down, and make a big ass giant belt. And it won't mean shit. It won't mean shit compared to the moment she had at WrestleMania with Bianca Belair. Mercedes Moné currently has one title that means something, and that's the TBS title. The rest of those titles to me mean absolutely nothing. And a more pessimistic, a more hating ass fan would say even the TBS title don't mean anything. But since the TBS title has a lineage of a wrestler that used to be undefeated, that's now the women's champion in WWE, and now since the belt has been held by Mercedes Moné so long, its prestige has went up. Its prestige damn near is equal to or greater than the AEW women's title. Those titles mean nothing. I want Mercedes Moné to relinquish all those extra unnecessary, unserious titles that she has, give them back to their respective companies, have that TBS title, I guess have that Ring of Honor belt, and go get the AEW's women's title. Get that Full Gear. I don't know when you guys are going to see this. By the time you see this video, she could already have that belt. Because if I'm not mistaken, she's fighting Chris Statlander for that belt at Full Gear. Win that title, it'll be more valuable than every single title you have. Give those titles back to their company. Let those titles have their champion because it means nothing for you. It's fucking important for them. Just get rid of those belts, Mercedes Moné. They mean nothing. You beat plumbers and electricians for those titles. Get the belts back. Luchadors, luchadors, luchadors. I love luchadors when they're going against other luchadors. What I don't like is when you take a luchador that's supposed to be ascending and getting his clout, put him in another company, put him against a guy who's undefeated, who's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and you put him in a match so you get his ass beat. That's what happened with Mascara, Dorada, and Okada. I'll be honest, this CMLL thing and that shit ain't for me. That shit ain't for me. I feel like there's too much CMLL intertwining with AEW. And to make matters worse, every time they go to AEW, I just see them lose. I see them lose. And you know, you're gonna have an AEW fan. What do you think WWE's doing with TNA and AAA? Because once again, every indictment on AEW just has to be somebody propping up WWE. That's what people think. But that's not even the case. The case is that I don't take CMLL serious because they lose every time they go to AEW. Now you got one of your biggest stars for CMLL coming in and just losing to Okada. Just another day in office. Don't even get me started on AEW's usage of Okada. You're taking one of the best fucking wrestlers in the world and having him be a spotter for a guy doing gymnastics in the ring. Let's just call it what it is. There's a part in that match where Okada's holding his hand and this guy's just flipping and flopping and doodling all around the ring. And I'm just sitting here like, if you don't fucking just fucking hit this motherfucker with the fucking Rainmaker and call that shit a day, I mean, you already got his arm, just clothesline the motherfucker. And he's just sitting there just doing all that bullshit. And I'm just like, he needs to be in another match with a luchador. And Okada needs to be in a match with a fucking real wrestler. Now, I don't want to say that. That sounds derogatory because luchadors are real wrestlers. He needs to be in a ring with someone else who wrestles the same style or wrestles a more comparable style to him versus him being in a match with a luchador. Like, let's call it what it is. You took one of CMLL's best wrestlers and you squashed him. You squashed him. That's exactly what happened. So, yeah, man, like for me, the whole CMLL AEW thing, that shit is just, they're just like a feeder system for AEW. I'm just calling it how I see it, man. All right, guys, thank you for watching. If you watched the entire video, much respect to you. We'll catch you next time on the next Crimson Mass show. I'm MFG DeeZ, and I'm out of here.